which is for me is what, I'm trying to pull more nerds into this thing. And the way that we do that is by showing off what we're doing here. And I thought you did a great job, man. I'm just bummed that I wasn't in any of your stuff. I wanted to be on your page.
Man, look, man, there was so many people there. And there were so many things to do that I had a hard time trying. People was running into me, bro. Like they were popping up and like, yo, Puff. But
there are so many people that I wish was in my video. I still have to do my day 3 video, so I'm gonna have more people in it, or day 2 really. But there was so many people like you. I didn't get Flash by Night, TJ Flash by Night. I didn't get a ton of people in my video, which is bummed about it. But it's hard to stay focused and get everything.
Yeah, it's funny because every time I go by the Comics Cure and Cancer booth, I was like, maybe Circumstances there.
I know.
He was always around there, and he wasn't there. They like, oh, he went to get something to eat, or he's interviewing somebody, and I was like, damn, I missed my opportunity. And then I get a call from Matt on the Comic Call crew, like, yo, Puff, there's a book over here you might want, so I gotta run over there and check that out.
Comic Call crew was in the building. Y'all were killing it, man. There was a bunch of great stuff being shared there, and y'all were showing how it's done, man. Getting out on the con floor and meeting these folks, man. I was super impressed with it. You guys, Carrie, Cliff, next year you got to make it happen.
I'm gonna try my darndest to get out there next year. I really wanted to go this year. I had like the hotel room reserved and everything. It just did not work out.
Damn, Carrie, you even got further than me. Jeez.
I knew that I wanted to do it. So like I reserved my hotel like with like the cancellation concept, attached to it on booking.com like right away, like last year when they announced the date.
I love booking.com. I am now a 20% discount member.
Oh, well, that's fancy.
It is fancy because buying them cheap hotels for hooking up in other cities really adds up.
Yeah. So like I think that if everything works out, I'll make it next year, and y'all be able to hang out.
Shout out to DJ Links again. I mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again since he's coming through. The Comics Curing Cancer booth was just incredible. They did great work. They're already over $10,000.
Wow.
On the Comics Curing Cancer portal, and we haven't even got to the big event in October. So I'm so proud of those guys. They put in so much work. They were up early every morning, getting set up, getting it ready to rock and roll. And their booth was the hub, man. It was the place to be. So proud of them. Cannot wait for the big event here in October for Comics Curing Cancer. If you're not plugged into them on Instagram, I don't know why you're watching me because I talk about them every week. So you should be plugged in already. But definitely get over there, man. They're doing great things, and there's going to be amazing stuff available here in October for that event. I cannot wait to see it go down. It's going to be both the CBC Awards and the Comics Curing Cancer. They're a yearly thing, and they get better every single year. They really are figuring it out more and more. Geek Out with Roscoe was one of the guys I got to hang out a lot with. Got some video, got some funny. You're pretty funny in the video, Roscoe. I appreciated you for that, and it was real nice meeting your dad, man, who does not look like you whatsoever. I was like, oh, really? You're related? If you look at them, it's hard to put it together, man. Yeah. What's up, Mark the Cuddy Sark? Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Tuesday night. I appreciate you. Will Bohr is here. My comic book brother Scotty Vaughn is in the building. What's up, Scotty? I was hoping to see you this year, Scotty. I know you must have fell through for you, but I was really looking forward to hanging out with you, man. Thanks.
So who all did you see there? Like was it just like a comics YouTube who's who? Or
yeah, have you seen my recap of Thursday and Friday?
I haven't gotten a chance.
I highly recommend.
His recap is a near perfect snapshot of the weekend.
Yeah, it was definitely a great video. The way you highlighted everybody, that was really good.
It was just 16 minutes of straight highlight with some funny highlights blended in. Oh, look, this is so and so from this channel. Like just like all the little pauses. Okay. So it was.
I really wanted to highlight as much. That's why I'm mad I didn't get Puff. I didn't get TJ because I wanted to highlight everybody. So the fact that I wasn't able to get it.
If I was there, I would have been stalking people like a lion, like a lioness on a gazelle. You know, Puff will be like, "Oh my God, who's this guy coming?" I'm like, "You need a photo with circumstances. Let's go."
I can see that happening too.
We need you there. Then we need you there, man. Let's get it. Let's get it popping.
Why is this 6'3"
Just
running through the area?
Gotta come be the ringleader here.
You know what I found amazing though was I was scrolling through Instagram like Sunday evening and Monday, and there were so many people there that I never even ran into that were there, you know, that are in the YouTube circle. And it was just like, there were so many people at this con. I mean, we had a group of, you know, hanging out at the C3 booth, and there was probably, you know, a group of 40, 50 of us. But like I said, scrolling through Instagram, I'm like, holy shit, there's so many people that we didn't see because, you know, you're getting pulled in so many different directions.
I thought it was funny seeing some of the people, like they recognized people, but they were like, I recognize this guy from the internet, and then like it'd be one of those things where it was like, oh wait, I know exactly who that guy is, and I'm not even there.
It's funny you say that, Carrie, because speaking of that, 9-panel grid is here, and me and 9-panel met each other at the Westin, and we had no clue who we were. I did not know he was 9-panel, and he did not know I was Circumstances, so we were sitting there talking to each other. And then it wasn't until after the fact when we got on social media that I realized, holy, that was 9-panel. I was sitting there talking to him. I didn't even know I knew him.
This guy's super cool. Yeah.
But that's how it was, though. It's like you may have been talking to someone who you knew and you didn't even know you were talking to him. That's how there'd
be like maybe one or two person that you think they're there, that they might be them, but you don't really approach them to ask if they're them. Because I know I saw Hell Destroyer Comics there, and you know, he won the giveaway, and I was like, shit, that was him. I sort of went up to him and said something.
I saw someone took a picture with BJ Kicks from Comics Are Dope.
He was one where I was like, I saw him, and I never talked to him, but I wish I would have just talked to him.
I did see BJ and got to say hello to him. Yeah.
Here's this guy. Hey, it's the Milestone homie. You know, like, because he always did all the stuff about Milestone.
He's great, man. Definitely check him out. I should have said what's up to him, but I was like, I don't really know him. Like, you know, you don't want to be bothering everybody and stuff, but I should have bothered his ass. Oh well.
Oh man, you should have, because especially since you knew Skip and everything like that, and he was good friends with Skip.
Skip was fun. Yeah, Skip and Tosh was he came through with Indie Comics. He would come here sometimes, but he was at Indie Comics and Review guys. And rest in peace to my man Skip, man. He was a great guy. And BJ did a great video on him, highlighting on, you know, many of the reasons why Skip was so great. So check that out, man. Another great member of this community that we lost. And yeah, BJ Kicks is a great channel. Is it Dope Comics now? I think he changed his name.
Comics Are Dope.
Comics Are Dope. That's right. That's right. So,
and he also has a pretty solid YouTube, Facebook community as well, by the same name. So,
and we've got Nate's Here and There, which is a YouTuber that I actually met out there. We were just walking around. We were both out there doing our YouTuber thing, a content creator thing, and saw each other. And he was like, "Are you a YouTuber?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm a YouTuber." So met up with him. Nate's Here and There. Definitely check him out. He's getting real close to 1,000 subs. He's growing real fast. So check my man out. Thanks for joining us, Nate. Good to see you, my man. Link is in the chat if you want to jump on and say what's up to the homies. And Cliff is always coming in hot. There's never a time when he's not coming in hot, folks. Though, then
trouble finding 9-panel. Damn.
9-panel in the chat.
Yeah, but I realize he's in somebody else's chat. That's why.
Oh, is he? No, then
yeah. I got it streaming on my channel as well. So
there you go. Say thank you for that, man. Showing some love. We've got my man John, Cali Comics, in the house. What's up, John? I would love to catch you at one of these cons as well. John was a great guy. He actually did an episode of Comic Book Storytime with me. He talked about Beta Ray Bill and personal mental health, and I thought it was a great episode. So if you get any time, definitely check out his episode on there. It's on the playlist. And let's see who else we got in here. We got my man Bobby De La Ghetto, the Kansas City comic book liaison. If you ever come to Kansas City, Bobby's going to make sure he takes good care of you. He's going to bring you a welcome package. He's our guy. We got the man, the myth, the legend. Mark is in the house, one of the great dudes behind Comics Curing Cancer. I've been singing your praises all weekend, all day. You guys did such a great job. I know you guys put in so much work, very little sleep between the setting everything up and having fun hanging out with everybody. So super proud of what you guys accomplished. Already over $10,000, man. Any thoughts on Comics Curing Cancer's weekend in Charlotte?
I was so happy and proud of it all through about like, I don't know, like 3 minutes ago when I finished this week's episode of The Acolyte and ruined my entire week.
Oh my God. It always goes back to fucking Disney hate, doesn't it?
I just watched it. It was terrible. It was terrible. No, the Comics Curing Cancer was great.
So.
Carrie, just watch for the editing issues.
Editing issues. Okay.
Massive blaring wardrobe editing issues. And I double taked. I'm like, wait a minute. And rewind. I'm like, you're kidding.
Is it as bad as the Starbucks cup?
No, it is not.
They need to hire Mark.
It was extreme because they're wearing like off-white robes with a dark gray or dark brown jacket over it. So like it's extreme as the jacket's just hanging off their body in between takes back. I'm like, oh my God. Because there was 2 scenes and one, the jacket was hanging off, the other was on right, and they spliced them together and didn't ever notice it. $180 million is what we get. Comics Curing Cancer, though, was fantastic. Great weekend. Over $11,000 just to throw that up there. The campaign's going great.
Hoarder's Hide is in the building. He came by and gave me this super awesome coin that I am so excited to have, man. Shout out to Scott. Check out the homies, man. These coins are amazing. I went up to Boca and Joe. I was like, Boca and Joe, how come your coins don't look like this, buddy?
Let me see the back of that again. It says Jonah Hex.
No, yeah, it says what's in your hide, and he has listed the stuff that he collects: original art, Disney, Dell, Jonah Hex, Spectre, and Looney Tunes. He collects like super old school stuff.
I have to tell my boyfriend about him because my boyfriend's a huge Jonah Hex fan.
Yeah, tell
everybody.
Tell Fett all about Scott's hide.
These are some serious coins too.
It's June 20th. Yeah, it's 20th to 22nd. But yeah, 2025. Get on out there, John. Would love to see you, man. My wife and I will definitely making our 3rd trip out there for another one. There's links.
Did your wife go with you this year or?
Oh, yeah, she went with me. I went in 2022 and I went this year. She went both years. Yeah, she comes. She doesn't ever come to the con or anything. She goes and shops and swims and does things, but she comes out to dinner.
Yeah,
she hung out.
It was good meeting her again.
The meet and greet on Friday night was great. Rob Fasax did such a great job. My wife was really impressed with that get together, and it was so fun. Nice. Seeing everybody. I spent so much money on liquor. I spent more money on liquor than comic books, and that is an absolute truth. But it was worth it, man. I had a good time. We got criticalentertainmentla.com is in the house. One of the homies, one of the indie comics and reviews homies. Definitely check out their books. First American just came out, which I love the art in that book, and a bunch of other stuff, guys. So definitely check them out. Thanks for coming through, homie. I appreciate you showing some love. Cuppy is here. Got to hang out with him on Friday night after the gathering. We actually went to the Steak and Shake place. And me, Freaky Louie, Cup of Comics, and Pocan Joe. You'll see that's where we're at the end of the video that I made. And the funny thing is what's that?
Steak and Shake?
It was like a Steak and Shake, but it wasn't a Steak and Shake.
Okay.
It was a Steak and Shake with liquor. So
Steak and Shake is just disappointing lately to me. So
no, it was just a late open spot.
Expanded. It's not what it used to be.
It is not at all what it used to be.
Hogan Joe and I ended up leaving that thing at 4:30 a.m. We were we were out and about for a long time, but it was a good time. Loved it so much, man. Can't wait to get back. All right, who else we got here?
Best on those Hoarder's High coins. I want to know where he had them made.
Yeah, I get that a lot, Scott. I get that a lot. I watched the videos. It seemed like they did a good job of having this spread out so that people weren't crammed together. That's one of the great things about the Heroes Con is it is very well spread out where you're
that's good because that's always something that worries me. Like that I'll just like be overwhelmed by everything.
No, there's like a main aisle down the center of the con, which was like triple wide compared to any other con I've been to. So yeah, it was plenty of room.
Jared, you would be a great partner for me. Okay, we go up and down the aisles, and then like if my blood sugar gets low and crazy, you help me pop my pill. Or let's say it's going in the other direction, I bring my flask so we can hit it, and we'll be okay.
Oh, when you said other direction, I thought you meant boofing the pills.
And we've got Bleecker Street. The Reverend Bleeker is here. Vote Bleeker for everything on the Comics Books Community
We can't
Award.
vote. Wait, has he had his channel for 5 years?
Best hair. It doesn't matter. Vote Bleeker.
Oh, let me tell you. He and Eamon are on my voting to-do list. I should be very careful how I use these words.
Shout out to Beckerman, who I got some books signed.
I mean, could he be on your to-do list as well? I don't know.
Oh no, Bleeker's on my to-do list. I was like, Bleeker can get it. Bleeker can cream up my nerd hole anytime.
He
goodness.
Knows. Hashtag me too.
Antonio Banderas hair.
We got Beckerman in the house.
Luke just needs to go get a prostitute and just chill out.
Something, man. We got.
They're too expensive, but they're great. I was telling somebody.
Can we start a GoFundMe just to shut this thirst
Isn't that what Grindr is for? What?
Yeah, do you know how petty and nasty people are? Please. Oh,
I did internet dating for a while before I met my boyfriend.
Mark, it's an honor to hear you say that, since it takes one to know one.
Amen. I'm not arguing that point.
So Beckerman is here, and I was able to get some books signed for him, but we did run into some drama on it, and it was entirely my fault. So I actually lost.
Wait, say that one more time, please.
It was entirely my
fault. There was drama.
No,
yes, there was drama.
Well, there wasn't, but somehow there was. I don't get it.
So I lost Beckerman's. So I went around and I got some books signed for Beckerman, Alan Ringler, Ron Friends. I was running around trying to get his books done for him. And I stopped at the Ryan Brown, Charles Soule booth, the 8 Billion Genies booth, and got some stuff from them. But when I was pulling out the books to get signed for them, I set down Beckerman's books without realizing it. And it ended up leaving them with that booth and then I had no recollection of where I left them. So when I realized that I lost them, my last memory of where they were was setting them down to take pictures of them at the Comics Curing Cancer booth, which I mistakenly told Beckerman who ran with that a little too far, because that wasn't the last place. It was just the last place I remembered. It was not the last place they were. It was clearly. But the good news is Beckerman was a detective from afar, and he found his own books, because I had posted a picture of that booth, and in that picture you can see his books sitting right where I left them. So thankfully I went back the next day and was able to get all of them, which, oh my God, I was so relieved. In North
Carolina are stand-up people. They recognize, I'm sure, that those were someone's lost books and weren't sure who. They were holding them, waiting for the random person to
come back. So Carrie, what did we learn?
That's exactly what happened.
Focus with the books.
Yeah.
Well, he ended up finding them and getting them signed, so I guess he's good. He even went on a walkabout.
I don't care the trauma that would cause me. So Carrie,
dude, I don't want the job no more. I don't want the pressure no more. Obviously, I'm obviously can't be trusted with this, and I agree and I accept, because. But I did get every book he wanted except for one. So
I think I'm just gonna wait and do all that signing stuff by myself there.
Well, for me, like I like to meet the people, but Becker wasn't able to come. Like he was planning on coming, but he had some other obligations that definitely I would have said, like family stuff that comes first.
Absolutely.
So like having an opportunity to get signatures for some of these people you wouldn't otherwise. I mean, sometimes you just gotta play the odds. You never know when you'll meet them.
I think the list gets like really big, like close to the con, doesn't it?
So like the list is pretty consistent at Heroes Con. It's a pretty consistent like group of people, but this year was massively different. They had all the familiar faces, but one thing I noticed right off rip was they typically have a couple of different concession areas. They have the concession areas, but they'll have tables and chairs for people to sit at and relax at. They eliminated all of those save one of them and filled all those spots with more artists, more creatives. It was fantastic.
Who needs the concession stand anyway? I'm not buying conflict.
Ain't it?
I agree. I mean, it is well spaced out. Like Planet Comic Con is well spaced out, but Heroes Con is definitely better placed out.
Now, Planet Comic Con, that's the one in Kansas?
You damn right it is, baby. Come see us. We have a good time here as well.
That's nice.
No, it wasn't a fight. Just everybody there was a large group of people standing around, and Beckerman's like accusing the Comics Curing Cancer table of being a table of theft, which is like you don't sometimes, I guess, in emotion you don't think about the words coming out of your mouth and what it actually means like, oh, that there's shady shit happening at that table that's busting their ass for charity. That's fucking.
All right, well, we figured it out. It wasn't Mark's fault. It wasn't.
And then you got mad at me and DJ.
It was
like,
my
I'm like
fault.
good friends
So
with
you
this
guys don't have to
dude,
fight
like,
because I screwed up.
me.
But check out this great print from Ignacio, guys. I cannot wait to frame this thing and put it on my wall. I really love it.
He is like, look at the picture. Stop talking about the booth.
Stop talking about my mess up.
That fight is entirely unnecessary and it's entirely my fault. So
I'll
I'm
be
not a
back
big
in
fan
like
of it.
20.
Okay,
I gotta
Boggs.
do some.
I
I'll
tell
be back.
you, Vogs coming into the con is one of my favorite parts of my video.
It's
sure.
one of my favorite parts. I felt like although I was losing and missing out, I felt like spiritually I was that Vogs was winning for me.
Hey, I'll be back in 20 if you guys are still going.
We got at least another 24 minutes. I always run at least an hour. So, but if you guys keep it moving, we'll keep it moving.
I just wanted to pop in and say hi to everybody real quick.
Vox, it was so good meeting you, man. I can't wait to do it again next year. I'm glad that you actually got to come into the con, man. I think that was the right decision, and I got some great video from it, so it works for me.
Oh, dude, I died laughing so hard. But yeah, I'll be back in a minute, actually.
All right, Vogsy. I got Mastodon. Him and Jigs were in the video together. I was glad to see them in there as well. What's up, homie? Thanks for coming through. God, I had so much fun this weekend, man. Any other thoughts? Puff, any other thoughts about the con? What was your favorite thing that you got done? Whoa.
What is? Oh my goodness.
That looks expensive.
Number one. This was 125, and I got it for 100. Shout out to Matt Oldham of the Common Call crew. He hit me up on the phone. He said, "Puff, they got Lobo number one here for 125, and I'll tell the guy I'll knock $25 off of it." So I was like, "Man, I hauled my ass over there, made the deal, got the book." And then the funny thing is, Dusty Brick Brown, Al, was able to get another copy from the same dealer. Now the dealer had 3 books, 3 of these. I got one, Dusty Brick Brown got one, and then when I went around, I met up with Quillaby Comics and JT Comics, and I showed them the book, and Quilla he lost his mind. He's like, "Where you got the book at?" I got it over there at the DT booth. So he went over there and he bought the 3rd copy that he had. So and then one guy commented on the post I made 2 days ago. He's like, "Are they handing this book out like Skittles now? What the fuck, man? You can buy this book.
Now it's everywhere."
So yeah,
that is a dope looking book. And what is the key of that? Because I know nothing about this book. What is the key?
First African American character to have his own single book in 1965.
A 12 center, huh? Nice, dude. Yeah. You just gave me FOMO. Now I want this book.
And the art is by Anthony Tallarico.
Yep.
Love it, man. That's a big win right there.
Yeah.
Are you gonna grade it or are you gonna keep it raw?
I'm gonna keep it raw, but I like most of my books I do like raw, but they told me I should get a grade, but I'm happy the way it is, man. I might get this frame and put it on the wall,
Well,
as long, I would probably grade it just for display purposes, but you don't need to grade it to display it. Absolutely not.
Right. So. Like I think grading is so iffy lately. Like one person could grade something a 9.0 and one person grades it a 9.6. It's weird.
Daddy, see this? This is the GPS map.
But see, that's something I wouldn't care about the final grade. I would just care about the look and the display. Because the presentation.
Yep. I didn't care about the writing on it. I didn't care if it was low grade. I just want to have this book. Because at the Old Time Comic Show last year, I saw it and they had it in the slab. So I just wanted a picture with the book. I was like, "Yo, give me the book. Take a picture with me holding the book." And I'm holding history. But now, a year later, I'm actually on the book. So, man, shout out to Matt Oldham. I see Dusty Brick Brown in the chat. Shout out to him, and it was a great time. I met Chris Claremont on Friday. That was an awesome time. I got video of him on my Instagram page. And then Saturday, I went in with a goal. I want to get all my signatures within the first 3 hours, and then the rest of the day will be easy. I stood online for Roy Thomas. They come up to us while I'm in the middle of the line. He's got a panel at 11 o'clock. I was like,
damn.
So they give us tickets, and the guy who was handling the line said, we'll make sure you're in the same spot. So I go walk around, I meet some more people. I met Chuck Brown, I got him to sign my Bitterroot Prince variant. And I met a couple other members of the community. Went to the Comics Cure and Cancer booth. That was awesome. Shout out to you, Legion, and the rest of the guys that was running that. I went back to the line, and they put us in the middle of the line. I was third in the front.
No.
Third. And they put us in the middle of the line. Me and another guy was kind of ranting about it. And then, we just start talking with other people that was in the line. Roy Thomas didn't get back to like 12:15. And I didn't get the signature until 1 o'clock. So that's 3 hours completely gone.
Dang.
I was like, fuck. And I was so damn worn out just being in that line for so long. I had to go sit down.
It does wear you out, man. Standing up and waiting for that long. That's crazy.
But
you got it done, though.
I got it done. I got to meet Roy Thomas, and it goes back to the amount of creators they had. I could not pass up on meeting some of these. I got a sig from Larry Hama, Chris Claremont and Roy Thomas, legends of the industry. So
Larry Hama would have been awesome.
I saw you got over to see California Blend, which I never got over to see her, but she's incredible. Yeah, I know I messed up. She's an incredible artist as well.
Hey, all this art is hers.
She's amazing. I was a little intimidated.
How long did that wall take to collect?
I knew her since 2017, and this is, I got a couple more pieces, but this is all in my background.
She has the Miles Morales, the alternate Miles Morales from Spider-Verse, that painting that she did. Oh man, that thing is incredible. I mean, it's way out of my budget, but man, that thing is incredible. Yeah. I want it. I definitely want it. I just can't afford it.
And we help Al get that Godzilla. We all put money together for him to get that Godzilla. He's a huge Godzilla fan.
That is dope.
Okay, I'm back.
Is it Kong over Godzilla or Godzilla over Kong? I think
Kong over Godzilla.
It depends on who you ask. All the answers are the right answers, but for me, I'm with Carrie. It's Kong all day.
Spoken like a true father who supports his son's loves in a
I'm here.
Oh, I've got a favorite kid. Don't get me wrong.
Vox, what are your thoughts on Heroes Con? Are you glad you went in? What was your biggest accomplishment?
I could say the autographs, but meeting everybody, oh my god. Like, it's funny because I wasn't gonna originally go in because my budget's been kind of weird because lately my car actually was hit in the parking lot. Luckily I didn't have to pay for it, but I'm happy I went. No, it's funny because I was messaging Evil Mike when I was heading to Uptown Charlotte because it's crazy. And I live in Charlotte, so I'm used to traffic. So I take the bus to Uptown most times. But it was funny because he's like, I'll meet you in the lobby. Did I expect you, Marcus? No, but was I happy? Hell yeah, I was. But yeah, no. And then going down the escalator and walking towards the C3 booth, and you caught the filming great where Mark and I are screaming, like, I think he's screaming Mike and I'm screaming Mark at the same time. It was absolutely hilarious. And then you see Izzy's like, I knew you'd get your way in. And I'm like, yeah, I paid for it. But no, meeting everybody was awesome. But I do have little regrets, which I'm gonna make up for next year.
What's that?
I'm gonna get some artwork. I'm gonna buy some comics while I'm there. I'm gonna get autographs as well, and I'm gonna be there all 3 days next year, so it'll be even better.
Yeah, that's one of my plans too, is to definitely be there all 3 days. Both years I went, I left on Sunday, and I was like, man, I don't want to leave. I'll miss all these people.
No, I'll probably go like Friday through Sunday. Like, I live in Charlotte.
Chris, man, it has been so long since you have graced FOC and Chill with your presence. It is so good to see you, man. What's up with you? How you doing, man? Uh-oh, we got connection problems.
I think he's frozen.
Yeah, I heard him for a second there.
I didn't hear nothing.
All right, we'll come back to Chris. It's so good to see you, Chris, though. I do miss you hanging out, man. Mark, what was your biggest accomplishment? Was it the ghostwriter?
Meeting me, of course. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding.
I don't think we have his attention, actually. Let's
I
go.
don't think he here. Mark.
Brian, what was your biggest accomplishment?
I'm here. I can hear you. Yes.
I got multiple things going on.
I know you do. I know you always do.
That's the big,
nice.
that's the big book I picked up.
That is a big book.
Ooh, that is nice, man. Where'd you get that one from? Do you remember who it was?
I forget the vendor. I looked everywhere. So, I mean, as soon as I got to the con, I started looking at ASM 129, looking at all the vendors, and I finally pulled the trigger Saturday. Yeah, I was there Friday, but pulled the trigger like Saturday afternoon. I just wanted to make sure I saw all the books that were there, and that was the best deal, best right in the range. I was looking for like between a 5 and a 6, and that has white pages and presented really well. So, and they, the vendor worked with me on price. So,
that's the nice thing about Grays, right? Is you can get in where you fit in. Maybe you don't fit in at that 9.0, but I might be able to fit in at that 3.0. Get in where you fit in.
Yeah. So, and just hanging out with everybody. I mean, that was the best part of it. Was just like the con was great, but it was like, all right, where are we going to dinner? When are we meeting for breakfast? Like just all the after hours stuff. But having, Rob Fat Stacks putting together that meetup on Friday night was just perfect to get, a big group of us together.
Friday night was a great time, man. And I really enjoyed seeing everybody that's one of my favorite parts of the video as well, is just seeing everybody interacting, having a good time, laughing. Man, you can't beat it. Looks like we maybe. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I wanted to go to that meetup y'all did on Friday night because it looked amazing last year when y'all did it. But, the house that we have, the Airbnb, we had a celebration there because that day on Friday was Steve and his wife, Sherry, who also joined us. It was their 34th anniversary.
Oh, so, 34. Wow.
Yes. Shout out to Stone Cold Steve Whiting, man. We did a little celebration. The Common Call crew, Mastodon, Evil, Barbara, Pete, we all got together and just had a great time there, played some pool. I got a video that it's gonna upload tomorrow that shows the place that we stayed at, and it's pretty neat.
Are you happy with it, or do you hotel or Airbnb? I know a lot of folks are moving back to the hotel. They're saying Airbnb is done. Did you have a good experience?
It was a pretty good experience. It has its problems, but overall, it was pretty fine, and we had a great time. Had a pool table in the basement, a gym, and all that. So it was pretty fun.
Nice. How far away from the con was
it? Why do people say Airbnb is done? Is it just because it's too far away?
No, the Westin, bud. Westin, baby.
Well, so in terms of, I've been seeing a lot of people complain about Airbnb and like some of the ridiculousness that they make you do, the stuff in the contract. People share the worst stuff. So who knows if that's even the norm? I don't have any.
The really cool Airbnb. I actually walked with him and Izzy because we were waiting for the after party thing on Friday. Cuppy had a really cool Airbnb because he had a room and then he had a place where he could do laundry. I think he said it was only $150 a night. It wasn't anything crazy expensive.
Chris, you want to respond?
I always do it. Respond. That's probably just a fact, right? But am I freezing you?
Yeah, you're a little choppy, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll figure it out in a second. But I always do an Airbnb, but I think if I went to Here's Con, I'd probably just go to the hotel though, since it's right across the street.
Yeah, you can't beat proximity to the con, at least for me, right? If if you've got transportation and ain't no thing, then yeah, do the Airbnb. But for me, being able to walk out of my hotel and walk to the con, you can't beat that.
Well, the thing is, Steve's wife and Hialeah's wife dropped us off, and then they went and had their own adventure within the city and certain parts of the state.
So y'all had transportation. Yeah, if you have transportation, that's key, man. That is
our place was 14 minutes from the convention center, so they dropped us off.
Yeah, and you were also with a whole bunch of people.
Yeah,
you're with a whole bunch of people too. So yeah, so that's cool too. It's the same idea.
We got Cuppy's pro Airbnb, so we got some folks saying that's the way to go.
Yeah, his Airbnb was fire.
I would say, Frog, your answer is depends on your setup. Like if you've got an anniversary party that you're trying to do together, Airbnb might make a lot more sense, as opposed to just you and your wife going to a con. So it just depends on your situation, I imagine, more than anything.
To me, it's just, for me, it would be having the nearby hotel room so that if you're like getting a little nervous about crowds or whatever like that, you can just pop over to your hotel, hang out for a few minutes, have a gummy, go back.
I've got to run, Marcus, but thank you for having me. I know it was short, but
thanks for jumping on, Vogs. Thanks for being in my video. Like I said, you coming in was one of my favorite parts, man. So,
dude,
thank you for providing me that.
And next year I'll be fully in the con, so you don't have to worry about being like surprised.
Yeah, planning for next year starts right now. Puff, are you coming back next year?
Yes. I'm already planning. I already got my saving budget set up. I will be back.
I'm so lucky I don't even have to buy my ticket next year because someone already is buying it for me.
I was saying, can we pre-order right now?
I will say, if you have a social media presence, it does not hurt to apply for a press pass, which will also
that's what I've heard.
What is the thresholds of that? Like
I have no idea, but the nice thing about the press pass is that I was able to get into the con 3 hours before everyone. I was there up
Good night, everybody.
Later,
Vogs.
So more than anything, getting that, you get to be up there with the exhibitors from the beginning. So I mean, that's the number one reason to apply for it. Carrie, what the threshold is, I have no idea. What I would say is just apply.
The threshold for the media pass?
Yeah.
Nothing. Literally nothing.
There doesn't appear to be
proven this year.
Yeah, there doesn't appear to be one. I applied for my first one at Planet Comic Con, and I was shocked when it got approved. I was like, all right, apparently they'll give these things to anybody.
Yeah, this is a private con too. It's not, like you can look at what their things are, but
I mean, what did the press pass give you access to? How early could you get into the con?
I was in there. It's with the exhibitions.
Yeah, pretty early.
I think there was.
Yeah, so I had I had the what do you call it?
Vendor.
John
exhibitor.
James. Yeah, well, no, because the vendors have red paper ones. The one that you had, Marcus, is the same one that the pros wear.
Yeah, it said professional on it. I was like,
yeah, the ones that that's what I got because I was John James +1 and stuff, and it was no different than the vendors. So it's the same, pretty much the same access as the vendors and the pros. You just come and go as you please, as long as the convention's open. You're good.
Which, let me tell you, that Friday morning, walking past that long line and just going right in was pretty spectacular. So, if you get denied, there's really no reason not to try and get one. There's none.
Yeah, and if you can't get the press, then definitely get the VIP because that gets you in a half hour early, and there's a lot smaller line compared to the general, the general line too.
And if you just get the regular one, then I would just come late.
Just don't wait in line, right? Yeah.
Because the line is insane.
Well, I just think about one of the biggest cons in my area is Gen Con. And because that's the gaming con, right? And so I just think about what it's like to be in there and how long the line is for the will call. Even the night before, it took an hour and a half, 2 hours to get through that. So.
Okay, guys, I take it back. Do not apply for a press pass because CJ does not respect it. So I take everything I say.
Oh, that's okay. I can deal with
the reason why to apply.
But I'll say this: compared to MegaCon, one thing I did like about the convention center in Charlotte is that it has an upstairs part where you can sit down and wait instead of standing on the line.
Yeah.
So you saw the video, Marcus. We upstairs sitting there shooting our video and everything else. we just sit and chill until
You
the
get
line
coffee and stuff up there too, right?
Yeah, the Starbucks is there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ooh,
That line
Starbucks.
Hey, lawyer! What's up, Remy? Man, it was so good seeing you and Angel this weekend as
See,
well.
another one that I missed.
It was great to see everybody.
What was your highlight of the con, Remy?
Nick's kicks and comics. Getting lost in his neck muscles.
They're huge.
He did make me feel like maybe I should lift a weight.
You could run around Nick once and get lost twice.
Yeah. That was the highlight. Just trying to reach around and realizing that you just don't have enough arms. It's amazing. It's inspiring, really. It's inspiring me for next year. I need to bulk up.
I mean, I did look at Nick. Was like, man, maybe I should work out once in a while.
It's ridiculous.
He skips like that.
I mean, Marcus, your framework is excellent, so I highly encourage your endeavors.
Wow.
Thank you, Cliff. Thank you.
I hope
let's take it from daddy. Let's take it from daddy to zaddy as fast as possible.
I think I could. I just need some steroids. We'll get going. Remy, did you have any great pickups?
I did, yeah.
You have you got anything to show off? Anything cool?
Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff. You should check it out Thursday on Let's Talk About It.
I will be
Studios.
I will definitely be there, man. Looking forward to that. Always a good time. I love you and Angel going at it. I'm # Team Angel, by the way.
That's okay.
I need to know if Remy went by the anime statue booth.
I did actually. I went by with our youngest, and he asked me aloud why I have so many anime girls in the basement. And I was like, why would you say that? And so I was like, you're making this weird. And he's like, no, Dad, you're making this weird. And we had to leave. Like, it was embarrassing. Like, and I don't get embarrassed like easily. I was like, this is weird now.
But be honest, were you the one making it weird?
Apparently, yeah. Well, I mean, I did. Yeah, I didn't expect him to say that. So, yeah. I jokingly, I was like, "Oh, look, relax time. This is, what." I was like, "You need to make sure that you tell Mom about this." And then he hit me up with that. Why do you have so many anime girls in the basement line? And I was like,
oh.
How do you respond to that one?
I don't. That's why I was like, why would you say that? Like, you're making this weird. We had to
Just leave the con. Yeah, you just.
I mean, he's 7. It's in my face.
What's that,
Mark? Let's try again. Do you have any pickups? Anything you want to show? I know you got a big book. I didn't know if you want to save it for later.
I actually got multiple big books. There's only a couple that were seen because I was so short out on the con and back to the working. But the highlight is most certainly like it was in the Friday video. I didn't even intend to, but I haggled myself into a first appearance of Ghost Rider just while I was live streaming that morning before the show opened. That was a good pickup. Wasn't my biggest one, but it was a good one. But honestly, the best part for me was just getting to haggle with people to buy stuff, doing the reverse haggle, like being at the booth. I enjoy talking to people and picking up on the little differences that everybody has and trying to figure out how to convince them to give us money for something they ultimately don't want.
He did
because in all sincerity, we're peddling a book that features art from a community that the vast majority of folks that are there do not know, and a book featuring Sonic. Now, we did have a handful
Mission accomplished. I did not want this book, guys, but I bought the damn thing.
There's a handful of people, and when I say handful, it was a pretty decent-sized handful that did come. We had one person pick up 24 copies by themselves of the Sonic book. We had numerous people come up in their teens, like rocking Sonic gear, that saw the piggy bank on the table and came by to get it. But everybody else, I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying?
24 copies though, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so when we were promoting it ahead of time, we had someone reach out to us and ask if they're allowed to pick up more than one, because I guess they're in their community or a Sonic community, you know what I mean? It's an exclusive cover that you can only get here or Boston, very limited print run. So the one of them that was going to be at the convention pulled all the money and everything to get books for themselves and the homies.
Hell yeah, and cock slamming cancer in the process. You can't.
We crushed it. Saturday was.
So it was the Sonic. It was the Sonic community, the online Sonic community that bought.
Hey, showed up.
It was the representative of the Sonic online community. Yeah. They went by two tails. I don't get it.
Swag Doug, I think Beckerman and I are. Beckerman said he's going to that, and so I'm not working this weekend, so I'll probably go as well. Swag Doug, I'm broke.
Sonic convention? What are we changing gears?
There's a con this weekend in Kansas City. I'm not going to buy anything because I'm broke, but I'll come hang out though, for sure. I spent all my money this weekend.
If I came back on Sunday, I would have went back to the Comics here in Cancer booth because y'all had a great thing going. And I know I picked up the 3 books, one of them the Sonic. I gifted the other one to my brother. And then after that, Matt called and said he found the booth that had like 2 long boxes full of Sonic comics, the Archie run. And my brother's big into the video game comic books, and he went over there and he blew the rest of his money just on Sonic comics.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
I've heard that the Sonic comic, as if you're into Sonic, if you play Sonic, I've heard the Sonic comic is not bad.
And I want to add that y'all have heard of that YouTuber called Matt TT, MATTTT, and he puts out like top tier grade A quality content like once every 3 weeks. It's kind of like Comic Tropes, where he picks a topic and deep dives on an artist or an aspect of comic history. He did Sonic in his most recent video, and apparently the current Sonic run that's up to issue 69 is actually a phenomenal book. Like even aggressively relaxing, has every issue and reads it with his kid and stuff. But Sonic
aggressively's gotten me to buy a couple.
Copy.
What's up?
Well,
let's get your take on what are your thoughts on Heroes Con, Airbnb, any pickups? What you got for us, man?
Oh, did you get the beard trimmed up? What is going on?
Cubby was another one.
A little bit of scraggle so you don't fall off.
Cubby was another one that made me feel like maybe I should lift the weight once in a while. Maybe I should.
I just need enough bristle to make everything feel right.
Yeah, I knew Nikki 9.5 and we were going to be there, so I was like, we gotta get a little pump.
Freaky man, there's a conversation. If you look in the video, there's a conversation where Freaky and Pocan Joe are talking to each other, and then they notice I am taping them. There's a reason why you can't hear that conversation. I wanted to leave it in, and I was like, "No."
Did their conversation have anything to do with a future skit I'm working on?
We won't get into what it was about.
No.
We decided we'll mute that one. We'll keep it family friendly on that one. But good time. But Cubby, what do you got for us? How was your weekend?
Yeah, man, the con was amazing. It was awesome. It was dope. I can't say enough about all the cool people there.
You could try.
Mark, he'll sell a water to well, you know what I'm saying? But your Pops, man, tell Pops he was a great help. He walked around with me during the con. He really showed me some stuff. So
you're to blame. So it's you. Because at some point in the adventure, and y'all see it in the video tomorrow, Pop just looks at me, and this wasn't recorded, like, "Hey, y'all got an extra short box I can have?" I'm like, "Yeah, for what?" He goes, "I got a lot of books." And none of us saw this silent assassin pick up a short box of books, but he sure as shit went there saying he wasn't going to buy anything and came back with more than a short box of books. And none of us seen him do it. So now all I can do is blame Cuppy here.
Yeah. Good job.
There was definitely some bad influence going on there, huh?
There's some really good influence.
Yeah. I'll show you this book. But I walked the whole con. This was the only slab version of this. I swear, up and down, went to every booth, talked to every guy. People were trying to sell me this book at ridiculous prices. Pop was like, "Don't do it." He's like, "Wait." So I waited till Sunday, and I basically got this for $15 more than somebody was trying to sell it to me raw. But I managed to pick up the Spectacular Spider-Man 9.6. First tarantula.
A 9.6.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
So that's some pretty colors on that. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, I spent the whole con trying to track this thing down, and guys were like trying to sell me a copy at 125, and then you took it out of the bag and you looked at it and it's all wavy, and it's like, what are you guys doing? The other guy had it for 80. It looked immaculate until you took it out, and there's like a little bend in the corner, and I was like, come on, everybody. So I got the guaranteed 9.6 on that, and very few flaws with this. I went to talk to a guy at CGC, and he said, if you press that, you might get a 9.8. But he also could have just been Mark trying to sell me something. So
yeah, no, they're Mark. You got to be careful with those dudes.
Got to be careful with the Mark. I got one of those.
What was your grand prize?
Mark will tell you it was garbage.
The pin, the pin itself.
That's the prize. But it's the Terry Dotson and Rachel Dotson cover, so that's pretty dope.
I love their art.
To his credit, he pulled this on like the last day too, though, so they were tapped out.
It was probably it was probably the last 10 in the bag.
So I would like real briefly for Mark to talk, because I didn't get to see it in your video, and I was salty. I wanted to see it in your video.
What?
Your rejection of your first grand prize.
There's clips in my video that I didn't record. I was walking around.
You could tell because the camera quality switches.
Yeah. So, I was moving fast to try to go hit a couple signatures, because that was my main thing, was just to meet some of these new creators I never met before. And
later, Nate, thanks for coming through.
Vet wanted to go by do the pin pool with me, so I said sure, because I was going to go check for some signatures. Got a couple of them when we got over there. He was filming, and on the way I asked him if I saw him filming. I'm like, hey, is there any chance you could just send me this footage, because I don't have to worry about filming the creators or meeting them, if you'll just send it to me. And he said sure, and I ended up just having to go screen record it off his videos. And the pin pool, I asked him if he could send me that, because I wanted to get the rejection, because he didn't have that in his video, and he had deleted it, so we don't have it. But they attempted to, when I pulled the 10, they handed me a CGC 8.0 of something, and I'd already been there a minute getting set up for the pin pool, so they kind of caught my vibe already. And when they handed me an 8.0, I said, you got to be effing kidding, right? You really want to hand me an 8.0? They had asked to do the photo. I'm like, you want me to take a photo with you with an 8.0? And they're like, hold on. And they went back. they came back with the 9.8, and that's when you see it pick up in my video, where I'm like, yeah, that's actually amazing, because they pulled a Brian Hitch signature.
My man looked a gift horse right in the mouth, didn't he?
I did them a favor.
That book you got was a nice upgrade, man.
Yeah. I'd already won, so at that point, let's make it right. It's somewhere.
We are here every Tuesday night, Nate, for FOC and Chill, 8:30 Central Time, God's time, also known. Would love to see you come back. And the link is always in the chat if you want to jump on and shoot the shit with us, man. I always love grabbing a new first appearance. Shout out to Puff for giving me a first appearance today. I love those. We'll be making another first appearance video here shortly to make sure we show love.
Usually I can never catch your show because I work at night, so I'm working while you're live. So I don't go back to work till tomorrow night. So I was like, man, fuck it. Let me just jump on Circumstance.
Hey, man,
I'll make a first appearance on there.
I'll take a first appearance any way I can get it, man. And everybody's got their lives going on. There's a lot of people who would be here who couldn't. So yeah, I get it, man. It's not, I understand you can't always be here, but man, it's super cool that you might be here, man. And that's enough for me, man. So thank you so much for coming through. I wish you were in my videos, man, but we'll make sure it happens next time. Before we get out of here, let's talk about what's next for anybody, and we'll do our shout outs as well. We'll start with Legion. What's your next con, if any, and what's going on your channel?
Why are your hands wet?
What's going on with him?
She took the kids to the lake on Sunday, so she's sunburnt. She just walked in here and had to aloe her up, and she bailed without handing me a rag.
Thanks a lot, lady.
Mark, you usually use the sock anyway, so go ahead.
It's too stiff. Joe Fest is going to be here this weekend in Augusta, which is our big thanks. Our big comic and toy show. I'm off on Fridays, and the kids were sad to not go to Hero, so we're gonna try to take them up there. If I can't pull it off, Pops will take them. But That's other than that, it's just Heroes. I stay in Augusta and I go to Heroes. That's it.
Keep it nice and simple. What's up on the channel? Any Heroes Con stuff coming up?
Yeah. So if you're a channel member, I did that Funko Pop quiz game, which was super fun. A lot of people got to participate in that. I brought a bag full of Funko Pops and just pulled randoms and gave them a trivia question. If they got it right, they got to pull a mystery one out. So that'll come out someday. Might say for channel members, we'll see. And then the vlog comes out tomorrow.
So look for that. And of course, live streams every Tuesday, 1 o'clock God's time, Friday morning, 6:30 a.m. God's time, and of course Sunday, which I always forget, the Sunday night show, full of spoilers. But definitely check out my man Mark, Comics Curing Cancer, Legion of Comics. Thank you so much for jumping on. Nick, I didn't even get a chance to get to you. You snuck in here late. Let's talk about your con weekend. What were your highlights? Any great pickups?
This was the Pro Tucson edition that Scott Hoarder's Hide put me onto. Me and him seem like to be the only ones that are collecting this book out there.
You're the only two that admit it.
Well, yeah, I freely admit it.
Yeah.
Signed and kind of remarked by Amanda Connor.
That's amazing, dude.
That is nice. I like the art on that. I haven't read that book or know much about it, but I do like the art on it.
You got to read this. I'll mark you up to yourself. This is the only commission I had done, seeing as there was everybody wanted to charge too much in my eyes. Oh, you gotta do stuff for it, CJ.
This is important to dress poor when you go to these things.
This is done by an artist that my boy Paul Dunn put me onto, named Jimmy Lusage, who did this.
Yeah, he crushed that.
Yeah, this might be going up for auction at C3, I think.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Maybe. I don't know.
You done said it, so that's hard to back.
It has to happen now, or you're a bad person.
The other one.
Hell yeah.
Namin sneaked the best deal for Muhammad Ali versus Superman out from me, so I picked this bad boy up instead. It's definitely a reader's copy, and it needs a little love, but just to have the cool Treasury edition was awesome.
Yeah,
low grade better than no grade. Hell yeah, I love it. There it is.
Yeah,
there it is.
I love buying that original during C3.
I love you, Ignacio.
That thing is amazing. I can't wait to frame it, man. I really can't.
My boy Dave. Shout out to Dave.
Yeah, it was cool meeting him, man. He was fun.
For sure. I finally got one of these Mother Gemmas after a long time.
I'm still waiting for my day on that. That's awesome.
Eagler. I had to wait 2 years. Shout out to Hoarder's Hide for giving me this bad boy.
Love me that one. Got me one of those. That thing looks so good.
And my highlight of the con is when I met Puff. I shook his hand. He was like, "You are somebody."
I was like, I've seen you before on
I
shows, man.
I don't know who you are just yet, but I said to him, I've been trying to figure it out for 51 years. I've been trying to figure that out. But just as usual, the highlight is just hanging with everybody and just seeing my three boys, Mark, Rob, and DJ, do their thing at the booth, and like a proud papa. Well, except for Rob. Rob is up. I'd be 2 years old to have Rob. I'm really proud of those guys and what they've done so far with C3. So
thank you.
Shout out to them. Shout out to everybody who I met for the first time. It was awesome meeting everybody. So
what about me? You met me for the second time.
Yeah, you are as always a nice tall drink of water.
Yeah, you are. I want to climb that tree.
Again, everybody seemed to have left before I got a chance to say goodbye to everybody, but
hey, real quick, do y'all know if Czars accomplished his issue 1 goal?
I asked in the chat. He never answered.
I think he got it from JB, I think.
Yeah, because I know I think the last day he was asking where JB was. He had mapped out and took notes of the floor and went back to go get the one that he was most happy with, and it was gone. Then he started asking where JB was. I didn't know if he accomplished.
Speak of the devil.
What's up, Dave?
What's up, Dave? Great meeting you this weekend, man. Such a good time.
Dave was on a mission, kind of like when I met Marcus for the first time at PlanetCon. He was just flying throughout the con to get his signatures and whatnot. And I think he got everything done.
I like talking to him at the art auction. He'd be like standing there all serious, with the arms crossed and the hand on the chin, dressed like money too, man. Something would go, and then he would just start like shit talking it. Like, I can't believe that.
and anytime you can feel Remy Q's beautiful arms wrapped around you and Mark's hot breath in your ear.
Oh, that's where I put it too.
Life is good, am I right?
Telling me.
Good. Cliff is getting pumped. He can't wait. So what's going on with Nick's Kicks and Comics, man? I keep missing you and Ignacio, which I love, Two Nerds Dads, but you guys are so irregular. I need a regular schedule. What's going on with your channel?
We may or may not be having a show this Friday. But yeah, keep an eye out for us. And of course, you can catch me on In the Mix Friday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern. So,
always a good time. Thank you so much, Nick, for jumping on. I appreciate you. My first appearance tonight, Puff Comics, man. Thank you so much for giving me a first appearance. I love those so much, man. What do you got going on your channel? Man. Anything you want to promote? Any final thoughts?
Oh, like I said, Heroes Con was amazing. I cannot wait to go back next year. And I also want to say, shout out to Digger Jim. Gave me the coin.
Got you a penny.
Yeah.
Was it a wheat penny? Yes, it is.
Wheat penny, yeah. Dig it out last month. And it's funny because I met him. He was one of the first guys, him and Metalrod, that I saw when I opened the doors to the Heroes Con. But I didn't get a photo with him. I was bummed. Because the next time I saw him, he was sitting at Naman's booth and Naman was interviewing him. And I didn't even know Naman took that booth over. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it wasn't Naman's booth at all.
I missed this.
It became Naman's booth. He
was sitting there charging on people's power cords, eating peanuts spread out on the table next to somebody trying to make money. It was crazy funny.
I heard Starlin and people were coming over checking him out, seeing what's going on with him. I hear that this was the stuff of legend.
There was a piece of paper on the table that was already there that said cash only. So it wasn't Naman's paper, but it was just there. So it looked like he was there for something. It was so fucking funny, dude.
But yeah, it was awesome meeting him too. Cash only. But yeah, it was an amazing weekend, and I can't wait for it to come back next year. And this coming weekend, the Comic Call crew will go live, and it's going to be a long episode. We plan on starting between 6:30 and 7 o'clock, and we're going to have, everybody that was with us that weekend, and we're going to talk about how great the con was and show off our hauls, because there were some big books that the fellows picked up, and it's going to be a great time. And other than that, me and VV don't have a show because we usually do a movie show on Friday talking the movie. But I'll probably have him send me a video from his old channel, and I'll re-upload that. And we haven't come to a decision on what we do next week. So other than that, it's going to be a great time this weekend on the Comic Call crew. Make sure you subscribe to the Comic Call crew.
Hell yeah. Get subscribed. Link for both is in the chat, both the Comic Hall crew as well as Puff Comics. So get plugged into that, guys. Don't miss anything. Thank you so much, Puff. I appreciate you jumping on. Let's see. Cup of Comics. Any final thoughts on what's going on your channel, man?
Tomorrow, I'll be joining Psychotronic Squirt Gun on chaotic. I always have a hard time saying this. Chaotic comic book cover displays and more with friends. It'll be me, Psychotronic Squirt Gun, Cheap Comic Collector. We'll be on there. We'll be just randomly spewing some comic covers out there. I'll probably show these, but I'll give you guys the quick preview. Boom, we picked up some X-Men books before we left HeroCon. So we got those. So we'll probably show those off tomorrow. And I'll bring my new comic book day haul to that show. Y'all be sleeping on Airbnbs. I'm telling you, rooftop lounge, and I had a pool, had a kitchen. I had Cinnamon Toast Crunch and my milk ready to go in the morning. Don't sleep on that.
Don't sleep on the Airbnbs, y'all. And did you pull the fire alarm again? CJ wants to know.
CJ went to the bathroom and a fire alarm magically went off and then he's trying to blame on everybody else. That was last year's HeroCon. That was full of a lot of situations.
Yeah, we didn't have any of those situations this year. I didn't get
You know what though? That's 2 years in a row. Somebody ended up in the hospital.
Oh, because
Somebody ended up in the hospital again.
Trev, he got sick.
He got real
on the
sick
plane.
flying over. Yeah.
On the plane.
It was a bummer. I didn't get to catch Trev. Thank God he got in the final day, though. I'm glad that he at least got in, man.
I caught him on the last day. We hung out at the Larry Hama line. He got a remark from Larry Hama on his the silent issue with,
for like half off too.
Yeah, so it was he made the most of his he got into con, I think, for about an hour and a half, and he made the most of that hour and a half he got in there.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
Bummed I didn't get to see him, but yeah, thankfully he got in there. Shout out to
Brian, by the way. Sorry to cut you off, but shout out to Brian, because Brian was a big help in helping me find that's spectacular Spider-Man slab as well. So Pops and Brian, the comic community coming in clutch.
Hey, that's the beauty of this community. Well, check it out, Psychotronic Squirt Gun, that's a hell of a name right there, as well as Cup of Comics, man. Definitely check them out. Thanks for jumping on. I appreciate you, brother. Remy Q, what's going on with you, my man?
Thursday, we're going to talk about it 9:00 Eastern. And yeah, it should be a good one.
Lawyer! Thanks for jumping on, Remy. I appreciate you, man.
Thanks,
you. Why do you have so many anime?
I forgot to show this earlier, too. This.
What? Oh, nice.
Wow. Who did that?
So this is Dan Art in Motion Comics. He actually has a piece in the Comics Curing Cancer art book as well. So, but I saw this and I had to buy it.
Oh my God, that's
great, man.
I mean, that's
the dude. Yeah. He did some pieces for last year, right? Comics Curing Cancer, that Art in Motion dude.
Yeah, well, he's in the book this year. He did the cat piece in the book.
Got you. Yeah, there's a lot of people there I'm new to.
He was sitting next to Naman, so I went to Naman's squatted table. So that's where.
It's funny because I talked to Naman at Naman's booth, and Naman just stole the show.
It was right next to Naman's booth, huh? That's all. That was great for him. Great location.
So that's how I found him. Okay, so basically there was an empty booth, and he just kind of took it over.
Yeah, and the best part, Gary, is this empty booth is, let's say what, Brian, 15, 20 feet away from the actual table and chairs that are all out there for people to sit in.
Bro, that was awesome, because you cannot get a seat anywhere in MegaCon, no matter how many seats they have, that is completely blocked off. The fact that you could just sit down over there at that area and not worry about it being crowded.
He said, to hell with that area and those peasants.
Yeah, he got his own title.
Yeah. Not to mention, like, Naman had like celebrity artists just dropping by, you know?
He was doing interviews with Naman, and people were walking by, like, looking at his table, reading the cash only sign, and was kind of looking around, like, trying to figure out what was going on.
I should have waited till he was finished with Dick and Jim and sat down and got an interview himself.
Yeah. Naman was sketching. He was doing interviews. Jim Starlin was coming over. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, I heard Starlin was over there trying to see what he was doing. Yeah, I heard he was more interested in Naman than his own booth. Yeah.
Somebody did a video with Naman sitting there, and he's going. I think it was Evil Comics, Mike. He was going through this art book. I'm like, that can't be Naman's art book. Seriously?
It's Naman's art book. It's out of control.
He had like 12 of the art books on the table, just getting random people to sign. He had Roscoe come all the way over. Anybody at the con who was in the book, he had him come over to the table. He had like 12 books out. It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
An operation. Man.
I've got my haul video tomorrow, dropping tomorrow, and Friday I've got some kind of recap vlog style of all the shenanigans going on the floor at Heroes Con. So we'll be live too on Sunday. Breakfast with Brian on Sunday. We had a special breakfast with Brian in the Instagram chat and Heroes Con. So you just you have to be a part of it to see it.
Good times as always. Check out Brian LCS. Link is in the chat, and of course, get your nominations in for the CBC Awards. This is a community-driven event. It goes nowhere without you guys taking the time to go over there and show love to your favorite channels. And hey, if FOC and Chill makes it on your ballot, you know, that'd be pretty cool with me. So thank you so much, Brian, for coming through. I appreciate you, my man. Let's see who we got next. I can't forget Cliff, because I forgot him once and it was terrible. What's up, Cliff? How you doing, my man?
I'm good.
What's going on with you and your channel? Any final thoughts?
I have some controversial final thoughts, but you could see them on my channel and on the council tomorrow. So tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, the council is New Comic Book Day Live. Thursday night, I'm with 22, and I'll be doing Uncensored with him. And why can't I remember the full name of the show? I don't know. Friday night, I'll be on with Gary V on his channel. With John's Comics for Kids and I will be going over some of our favorite and controversial storylines in comics. And then Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, Gary V will be on Comics and Coffee with Cliff.
Yeah,
Cliff is everywhere.
Doing the full reach around circle jerk here. That'll be a great one, man. Look, oh my God. that was my fault, guys.
I got Marcus and one other. It just all set. Okay, we know it's Mark, but like.
Thank you so much for jumping on, Cliff. Thank you. I appreciate you as always for jumping on, man. Let's see. I know we got
a Cliff clip, and now I've got one. Thank you.
There it is. We've got Carrie in the house. Officially Unofficial Geek is here.
Hi, guys. Yeah.
What's going on with you?
So I am this close to finishing my book.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of pages.
That's a lot of well, when it comes right down to it, it's probably gonna be a lot of pages. But I'm this close to finishing the book, and watch this space, watch MySpace, that kind of thing. Not MySpace, because
I was about to say I don't even know my login anymore.
Yeah, I deleted that years ago.
I want to do kind of a when I'm done writing the rough draft, I want to do something. And I'm just hoping, people join me. It'll be live probably, where I'm going to kind of talk about the book and, maybe give a little preview of it and officially announce the title of it and some stuff like that. As soon as I'm done writing this rough draft, I'm planning on going back to reviewing comics regularly. So there's that to look forward to.
All right. That is awesome, man. Do you have any idea how much longer you got to go? Or is it imminent?
We're going to say within the next couple weeks.
Wow. So that sounds imminent to me. So definitely check that out. Officially Unofficial Geek, both on YouTube and Instagram. Thank you so much for jumping on, Carrie. I appreciate you. And before I get out of here, am I forgetting anyone? I don't think I am. Did I forget anyone? I think I got everybody, right? Speak up or forever hold your peace. All right. That's all I got for you. If you have not seen my Thursday and Friday recap, definitely check that out. I worked really hard. It took me all damn day to get that. And I did what I wanted to do, which was to highlight every single person and showcase this community that we have here and just try and show people why it's so damn cool and why you should come join us and have a good time with us. Again, one more time, CBC Awards is up. Get your nominations in. Whoever you're supporting, just get over there, support someone. Let's make this thing even bigger and better as we've done every single year of this thing. And
I want to say, don't be a dork about it. Brian does this wonderful thing, and everyone he works with does this wonderful thing that, he didn't have to do. Don't be a dork. Just, deal with it.
It's just for fun.
Yeah, nobody's getting rich off this, right? I think a lot of people think somebody's getting rich off this. No, nobody's getting rich here. We're just having fun. It's just for fun. Just appreciating this thing that we're doing.
That's rule number one. If you have to take this serious, go talk to somebody.
Seriously, there's so many other things in life to take seriously. Just have fun. Let people have fun. Don't be a dork.
And I want to say, in the spirit of fun, it should be fun. On the other hand, I channeled the forces of Dolly Parton the minute I'm in a competition. So, I mean, I can't help myself. Does that mean
you're going to go create fake votes?
You mean literally use all the people I work with to give me more votes?
Votes are votes. They're not fake votes.
Like, you should see me at work. It's like, good morning, Carrie. Here's an email. Just fill that out really quick. Hey, Katerine, here. I'm like delivering the mail.
Nobody, seriously, I considered it like the other day. I had a moment where I was in a group meeting at work and I was trying to explain a company's structure and how it had like a main company and its subsidiaries. And I was like trying to figure out the best way to describe it. And somehow I pulled out of my ass, like talking about how Disney has Marvel and Lucasfilm, but they're separate, but they're still under Disney.
Don't say Disney around me.
And people actually got what I was talking about. That's a rarity in my company. Like before that, nobody gets any kind of references that I make whatsoever. I am the resident geek, dork, and nobody gets it. And like I just, it was surprising to me that they actually got that. And yeah,
because so Americans, we know our conglomerates.
Some of us have it real hard out there, you know. I made, like years ago, I made a reference to The Princess Bride and nobody got it.
Oh God! So we've got our new comic journey rant that I hate. I might hate this one the most of all of them. We'll see.
I don't hate.
You know what? You know what? You know what it is? It is because he didn't think of it first.
But apparently he's mad about people getting press passes at con. So look forward to that.
If they don't live up to the agreement.
Is that what it is?
But obviously, if you did you did a video when you're there, or you did a video or interviews or whatever, you lived up to that.
Well, everyone does videos, but the press pass people, there's like an understanding to put out, like you mentioned, like talk to some of the people, showcase it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit above self-serving. You know, you don't work for the con, but more than self-serving. You know,
it's a used
prime example, like Marcus pointed out, like he even mentioned it. Thank you for allowing me to have that. I hope I did you justice. And if they see that and feel like he could have done better, maybe next year they'll mark it down like, hey, appreciate what you did. Can you try to XYZ? Because it is a homegrown con. It's not a big time, you know, kind of thing. But if you get a press pass and put out a couple YouTube shorts or your haul video, you didn't do that. You didn't do them any favors like they did you. It's not fair.
Yeah,
that's I definitely. Con. I don't like to see people take advantage of it.
Yeah, I agree with that. If they did me a huge favor by allowing me access to the con that not everyone had, and I'm definitely trying to put my work back in. Well, I've got a few more videos that I got to try and do. So I'm with you on that. It's not something that you should take for granted. I 1,000% agree. But that's all we got for you guys this week. Thank you to everybody that jumped on the panel this week. It was an all-star panel, man. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all make this show what it is. It's nothing without you guys coming through. And, of course, the homies in the chat who always keep it lit, man. I cannot thank y'all enough. And, of course, one more time before we go, the Comic Book Community Awards are live. A number of great people on the panel right now deserve your nominations. And, of course, FOC and Chill, you know, it could be in there. It's something you could think about maybe doing. And, of course, Lawyer. All right, that's all I got for y'all this week. Until next week, peace, y'all.
Thanks, team.